Hi everyone, this is Emmanuel Wandera from Weaf Mall, a product of Weaf Company Uganda Limited. Now, previously we have done videos showing users on how to purchase QuickBooks from Weaf Mall and go ahead and install, on how to purchase the QuickBooks integrator that helps in picking information from QuickBooks and install, and I made a statement that the integrator is not a standalone application, but rather it connected with our Efris API, then you're able to have the Efris integration process complete. Basically now, in this video, I'm going to be taking you through step-by-step process of configuring our API such that it can work with our integrator that was purchased from Weaf Mall. For you to access Weaf Mall, you need to go to your browser and you type in weafmall.com. Just type in weafmall.com, and hit enter. When the page loads, you should be able to see something like this. This is where you can go ahead and log in. For you, if it is your first time on Weaf Mall, you need to go ahead and create an account. How do you do that? You, on the right hand side here, extreme end, click on registration. You can decide to enter your details, or you can register by just clicking on Google. This will allow you to register and you specify the account you want to use. So for now, I already have an account. I'm going to click on login, and I'm going to log into our demo accounts. Our demo accounts I've been using. So now I'm logged in. It will direct me to my dashboard, which shows you if you have an amount in your wallet, the amount you have spent on purchases you've made, your purchase history. For those who purchase digital items like the Efris API we are talking about, it is on downloads. That's where you find it. Okay, now we want the Efris API is what we are looking for. I'm going to click on Efris API, and when I search, I can see API. You will click on it. Now this API, basing on the amount you purchase it, this API is okay. It is easy to use, and it is an easy to use API for developers who have tried to integrate with Efris. I believe some of you have come across a very hardy task for being able to make a connection successful with URA. Now, our API is simplified, ready for use. It is very simplified. One thing I may want you to have in your mind is that our API, we do license it annually. The charge is 1.5 per year. Now this API can work with any system. We are going to demonstrate it on QuickBooks Desktop. This API can work with any other system, for example, Tally, QuickBooks Desktop, Point of Sale, QuickBooks Online, Zoho Books, any other API or any other custom system can work with this API. Okay. We have been receiving some calls from some people who inquire, can your API connect to my system? It is in Python. Can your API this API can work with any custom system, whether it is cloud-based or it is hosted locally. Okay. There are just a few configurations that may be required depending on your situation, but one thing I can guarantee you is that it can work with all systems, and it is something easy to embed into your application for the final consumers to be able to use. Now, you're a developer, you have your custom application. What are you supposed to do such that you are able to connect your application with Efris? Step 1, you're supposed to sign up on Weaf. Step 2, you're supposed to purchase the Weaf Efris API. Step 3, after purchasing, you download the files and do the installation. Step 4, once you're done with the Efris API installations, you're supposed to install the offline server, the Efris offline server on your machine. Okay. Then after installing the Efris offline server, you go ahead and generate keys. You generate keys, or you can purchase SSL certificates from any other application like Namecheap, Zero SSL, etc. Then you get the thumbprint, register it on URA. Once it is approved, you also go ahead and register the device number from the offline server installed. Then you map the two. Okay, you map the two. For clients who are using API and you come on board, let's say you have already made the payment, you have gotten the API and the resources, but your system is not readily available. Maybe you're going to just use our API to integrate within your system. After you've made the payment, we shall give you 1 month grace period. Let's say today is 14th May 2024. You purchased today and made the payment, okay? But you're going to just integrate this API into your system. So your payment, instead of working up to next year, 14th May 2025, it will work up to next year, 14th June 2025. Meaning we give you 1 month extra to compensate the 1 month which you might have used during the process of configuring your custom application such that it can fully work with the API. We don't give a maximum of 1 month because between that period we expect you to have everything under control. Now, how do you purchase this? After you have signed in, you will come to buy now or add to cart. This has been added to cart. Okay, I had something there. I'm going to first remove this so I can remain with one. Okay, then you can go ahead and click continue shipping. Then you can click on add address. If not, you can, if you already have, not like I do have, I'll just select this number is wrong, don't see it and try to message us. If you want any support issue, use this number down or its email. Okay, I'm going to click continue to delivery. Then I'm going to click on continue. From this point, if you have any other instructions or some inquiry you may want us to know on our ends, you type it here. It is Flutterwave. You're going to accept the terms and you're going to go ahead and click on complete order. This will redirect you to Flutterwave payment page where you're going to make the payment using mobile money or Visa cards or debit cards. Okay, now once you're done with that, this will be available in your downloads here, or when you come to dashboard, then you come to downloads, you'll be able to see your downloads. Currently I can see my purchases, and so with Efris API is one of them. I can click on this to download, and therefore I'm going to download this. But as this is downloading, I'm going to first uninstall this from my machine. You see, I have it installed. I'm going to go to the cPanel. Get rid of the API. Then there are those of you who have been asking if this can work on Linux. For Linux, no. But you can create a virtual server, VMware, and install it on the virtual server. Then you connect from there. Okay, so I'm downloading. So once you purchase, you'll be able to download something like this. Let the download first complete. It is 74.4 MBs, and we see then the next step. But basically what we are doing, we are going through step-by-step process of configuring the Weaf API such that you can use it with your custom application, or you can go ahead and use it with our integrated applications. Like we have the QuickBook Desktop Integrator. This very API, we use it for our online QuickBooks Online integration with Efris. Same API works for Zoho Books integration with Efris. Okay, yeah, you just need to get it right and do what is required, and then basically you can have the entire process under your control. This is a prepaid service you pay before using, but we guarantee you value for your money. Our download is about to complete, and we take it up and check what we have inside. For any help, feel free to WhatsApp this number here, or you can same number here, or you can send in an email, and the support team will get in touch with you regarding your issue and have it rectified. So when you download this API after purchasing, you receive the executable file. Download is complete. You receive the executable file. In good downloads, I'm going to copy this, cut it, copy, and now I'm going to put it here. So you receive the executable file, and you also receive the readme file and the postman routes. These ones I use here for configurations and also for those ones who are doing development. Okay. There is a video that was done previously showing you how to use our API with PHP, but now this is an updated one trying to take you through the processes. So when you download your purchase, you'll be able to get the Efris routes and this. Now I'm going to first install the Weaf Efris API install. I'm going to double click on it to ask for password for installation, but the password is in this readme file. Okay, so purchase, you'll get your password in the readme file. I'm going to enter the password here, click next. I'm going to specify, I'm going to click next, I'm going to create desktop shortcut. I proceed and then I do the installation. Now the installation is complete. I'm going to first click on finish. What happens next? I'm going to launch the icon here. I'm going to double click on this to launch the Efris API. Okay, I'm going to accept this. Okay, now this is it. It runs and comes in the corner here. The icon will always be hidden in the icon tray. Okay, now it runs by default. It runs at port 3001. In my browser, I can test localhost port 3001 and see. Okay, so what next? I'm going to go to Postman. Those of you who are downloading the latest versions of Postman, you have to sign in before you can be able to create an account with the Postman, log in before you can be able to import a file here. I'm going to come to import. I'm going to drag this JSON file and paste it here in our Postman. So now here it is, the Weaf Efris Postman routes. So once you're done with that, you're going to start with this one, which is create middleware configurations. On this route, you'll come to body. You'll have default values there. Now you can change this to whatever you want. Remember, our API is running on port 3001. So I'm going to change this to, let me just change this to Weaf Limited, Weaf Limited, and I'm going to change this also to Weaf Mall Limited. The TIN number will be your client's TIN number. The device number is obtained from the TCS. How do I obtain the device number? After installing the TCS, it runs on port client server for URA runs on port 9880 slash number where it runs. So the latest version, you have to always log in. It is the latest version which supports issuing receipts without internet. Okay, even if you have no internet, you can go ahead and invoice. Now this is your device number. This is your device number. We'll always copy this and put it here. Now after making changes, I'm going to click on send. So after send is successful, I go ahead and quit. Then I restart the API. Okay, I restart the API. So this time around, when I come to our port address, now you see the company I have Weaf Limited, blah blah blah. So you can change these details. How do you know the client's particular details? One, I had talked of being able to installing the offline server. Now when you install the offline server, you obtain a device number, but that device number has to be registered on URA. Now you see my offline server for you. After the installation, you will not be having a TIN number at this point, but these are some of the things now you may need to engage us, and we can handle this for you at no extra charge. Okay, you need to register device number, this on URA, and map it with your TIN number, such that now if we send a request through this number, URA will know which company is communicating and whatever you're sending. Okay, for you who are developers and you need a test environment, we can get it for you. After the purchase, we can get it for you. We can get for a test environment and set you up such that you finish up your configurations. That is possible as well. Now my TCS is already mapped. When your TCS is already mapped, certificate is matched, is true, everything is okay. I have my API here. Now it means I'm connected to URA. What do I mean I'm connected to URA? When I come back to my Postman routes and I click on route for getting registration details, get registration details, still running at port 3001, and I send a request, I expect to get a response from URA. I just changed the other number. Now this is what I'm getting from URA. The tax says we are registered for everything about us. We are now getting it from URA. Okay, so for this API, the biggest, or what may look to be much work, is on configuring the offline server with URA. Yeah. Now, there is going to be another video which is not going to be out here on YouTube. Now, this video is going to be received by those ones who purchase. The moment you purchased, you're going to get the video of how you can configure your offline server. How to install how to download the offline server, how to install the offline server, how to configure your offline server with your client's URA account. Now, that video is only going to be available for those people who have already made purchases of the API. It is going to be available to guide you on these few steps, because for the API, the moment this is done, you go ahead and install it. You have a device number. You're going to get an account. You'll get an email, the login details to a licensing server. Now, for developers, okay? For developers, you will get an access. Because I know there are some people who have custom applications and you have more than one client using your applications, and you want to integrate Efris within, but using our API. We have such programs. Now, we shall give you access to a licensing server where you'll be licensing your clients. And for us, we just approve. Unless those ones who have already made purchases. If there are those who have made purchases, and the renewals, you can go ahead and handle on your ends. Okay? Yeah. Now for this, there's going to be another video guiding on the process of this, how to configure this and so on. But for the API, now it can communicate with URA. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open what we called, there's a previous video done of what we called our QuickBooks integrator. It is here. I'm going to open this. By default, those of you who have watched the other video, it had this route. Okay, now I'm going to come to Efris report. I'm going to come to goods and services. Now this time round, it is able to load goods and services from Efris. For you who have seen the previous videos leading to this, we purchased QuickBooks from Weaf, installed, and then went ahead and integrated it. And what was pending was having the API. Now the API is available running. Okay, so now what we do here, we had created a product or a service and we called it Weaf. Now we are going to register this service on URA through the API. Before going ahead, I'm going to open the test environment for URA. I want to log in and we confirm if Weaf is already there. Okay, I'm going to specify this. I'm going to do this through our API endpoints which the developers use. For example, I can go to get taxpayer goods. I'm going to send a GET request to search Efris. Now we have a total of 95. I'm going to type in here with more and see if it happens. And now we have nothing, okay? But let's also log in such that we can verify and send the OTP. Just want to verify for this demonstration purposes that everything is okay. I hope the OTP will come in time. Okay, we have here it is. I'm going to copy this OTP and then I'm going to log in here. So now I'm in my Efris account. I'm going to come to stock management, goods and services. I'm going to search for Weaf. Okay, when I click on search to list all the items we have, I'm going to expand this to 200, and you see we have up to 95. Okay, similarly here in our API we saw a total count was 95. I'm going to search for with more here and see if what happens. Nothing shows up. Now I'm going to go to my Efris API, my QuickBooks integrator. I want to get, when I come to goods and services and click on with more, I click on view, we have option to edit here. Now we need, there is this code. For most of you who have used Efris before, you know when you want to create an item here, you click on add product code. Now at this point you have to click on browse category and you have to choose under which category does your item belong. Now like here I'm going to say just consultancy, and search. For services they must end with the word service, the main category. So I can just, you need to enter deep and pick this. If you use this it will not work. For example, we take that, then we come to connector, integrator. How do you reach here? We opened it, we came to goods and services. You click on sync to pick from QuickBooks. Now I'm going to click on view, I'm going to click on edit, I'm going to specify this here. The unit of measure, I'm going to specify URA has minus for things which are not quantified. I'm going to save this. So refresh this and click on view. I now have register button. So this should fail. Remember our API is also running at port 3001 and we have it in the settings. When I click on this, you're going to get this commodity category ID is not a leaf node. So you have to ensure you pick the last child, this. So I'm going to pick this. I'm going to come back to this, click on edit. I'm going to specify this here, save. Now this is the integration. We are now completing the integration with QuickBooks Desktop. You purchase the QuickBooks, you purchase the integrator, you now purchase the API, now the connection process and how it works. So you click on view and click on register. This has been submitted to URA. So on URA, if we come to Postman again and click on send, this time around we should get 96 items here, and you can see Weaf Mall now is one of them. Similarly, on the portal, if we try to click on search again, now Weaf Mall is here. Okay, Weaf Mall is here, and it is a service. Now one is able to have, for the items which you already have on Efris and you create them here, you just have to ensure these codes match, and you click on verify. When the API is running, it will look through them and update their status and merge them. Now we had created a receipt as well here, which is this, and we were unable to preview. This time around, when I click on preview, it should be able to preview. Okay, we have this, we have the details, then this is what the computations. For people who are dealing businesses where you issue small receipts, you can come to the settings and you need to change this and put pause and click on save. So when you come back to receipts and you click on this and then you preview, okay, let me first close this. Then now when you open, okay, let me see. Let me first try an invoice. So create an invoice here. Invoice. Let's see this. This is yes. Specify the quantity to 1. Don't put this. Maybe 2000. And now this doesn't have a tax for now. Let's click on save and close. Ignore. Come back here. I'm going to come to invoices, sync invoice. I'm going to specify the date range. Then you click on sync. Okay, it is here. You can click on this and preview. So you can have the small receipt as well. You can have the small one, you can have the big one. You can just switch from settings part. Okay, I have to come back to this and try to preview. We have the few, those ones. If you have a logo, you can go ahead and set one and you save. Okay, so if you want to view transactions you have at Efris, you can specify and see the transactions you have in your tester account for the particular period, and you can also go ahead and print them. Now this is a complete system, or what we call complete integration. You need to be having the accounting system, maybe QuickBooks. You need to get the integrator, then you need to go ahead and also get the API, configure the API, and you're done. So in the configurations, in create params, here we specify the company details, of which most of these we can get them from Efris. Okay, now for developers, after doing this configuration, you now go ahead and consume these APIs. For example, you want to register an item to URA, you come to register product. The endpoint is this, okay? The endpoint is this, the API is this. Now in the body, you see what URA expects. So you make sure your code sends a post request to this endpoint with these attributes. It is a JSON format data with products and having these attributes. Goods name, specify these attributes and you send. So for example, I'm going to change this. I'm going to call this with mol 2. With mol 2. I'm also just change this to maybe 45. Now this has been registered. The system URL will return this feedback. Okay. Now the moment you receive this feedback, you go ahead and update your product status in your database to registered with URL such that the user can now know that one is already configured with URL very well. The same way we are having it here, where we have some flagged registered, others are not. So the moment it's successful, update the database. Now for opening stock, okay, this is here we are from registering Weaf 2. Now Weaf 2, if you were to search in goods and services, by default it has no stock. Weaf 2 is here, by default it has no stock. So we now need to add stock. To add stock, you come to increase stock, send a post request to this route with this data. Now we need to format the data we are expecting, the item ID or goods code. We are going to come here and put the goods code to this. We are going to add 10 pieces. The price doesn't matter. Okay, this is 2024. This is May 14th. Now stocking type, for opening stock we used 104. We shall also give you a JSON file that shows you these stocking types and so on. Now when I send this, it is showing me this. It didn't sync. Okay. This product is not there. I'm going to remove this. It was supposed to remain there. One. Cool. Now stock has been increased through opening stock. If I again try sending opening stock, I'm going to receive this. This product has been stored. It cannot be stocked again using opening stock. When I come back here to getting goods and services and we send a request again, now with 2 I have 10 in stock. So each time a client receives a bill, I can now go ahead and use other stocking types like 2 for local purchase. I can now again send and add stock. The process continues. If I want to decrease stock, maybe because of any damages, I can also, you just need to format your data in the body very well. Client, we have 20. I'm going to decide to remove the 20. Okay. So they got damaged, so I'm trying to reduce this. When you check here, or let's use the portal, when we come here and search again, we have Weaf 2 with the 20. I I want to decrease that 20. I want to remove it. Decrease stock. We are reducing 20. This is the product. I'm going to send a request. It has been decreased. So when I come back to Efris, and then again we have here 20 and search. Okay, this was the price. The other one is token inquiry. It is token inquiry. We shouldn't be having 0 for product of this. Yeah, with more 2 we now have 0. Okay, basically this can be done using any other programming language, as long as for you the API will be listening. As long as you send the correct format data, it will give you a response, and you use the response accordingly. So you can now, in brief, I can say you can have your integration for the first year complete at 2.5. 1M for purchasing the Efris integrator for desktop, QuickBooks desktop, then 1.5 for getting the license and configuring this, then we shall give you the support. If you also need to purchase QuickBooks, everything is available at Weaf Mall. You can go ahead and purchase. We have point of sale, we have so many things here. Feel free to purchase, and we shall be taking you through one by one. We shall guide you on how to use this very API with Zoho, how to use this very API with so many systems. So many systems. We are available for you. We are available to serve you. We try a level best to make sure you receive the support you need in real time. During office hours, Monday to Friday, we try to receive it in real time. But for those ones whom their businesses operate beyond, like supermarkets and so on, even outside office hours, you still receive support, though the response is not as quick as during office hours, but you get the response. You can't have an issue and spend 2 days without getting a response from the team. And for you developers who are using our API in your systems, one thing we request of you is to tell your client to communicate with us directly when they are having issues related to our API. We don't do support. Actually, we don't do intermediate support where a client is having issues, they call you, you keep calling us. Like when the issue is regarding the API, let the clients communicate to us, and we shall take it up instantly and have the issue rectified. Weaf Mall is our platform for showcasing and selling our products, but it is a product of Weaf Company Uganda Limited. We do software developments, systems integrations, and so on. Feel free to get in touch with us in case you need support anywhere. If it is something we cannot handle, we shall always guide you or connect you to the people whom we know can address your issues. Thank you for being good clients. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for participating. Thank you for supporting us. Subscribe, share these videos, watch them. All in all, pay the subscriptions. God bless you.